go. Another weekend back. Ladies, got to take care of you first. It's another week, another live. Welcome. Thank you for being here as always. With that, let's jump right in. So, you saw the title of the video. This is my 5 fun factors of dating. Why is this? I was having a conversation with a client. We got tired of the nonsense, the fuckery, the buffoonery, and a gentleman who's been dragging his feet, a solid potential, but we date for prospects, not potential. So she's back on the market in full force. Took them out of that base space, realized she's free, realized they don't have anything exclusive set up, and it's time to get in the game. And as she's doing the reps, practicing all the tools that we've put in her toolbox, it's a bit overwhelming. It's a bit, I won't even say overwhelming, it's taxing. It is a challenge. And that's why I created this, because it's easy in the dating game, especially for you, my ladies. I mean, let's just get down to it. It's they say, finding a job is a job. Finding a man is a job. So just being honest about that, being honest about the process. So if you're burned out on dating, you're in the right place, ladies. If you're catching it on YouTube, catching it on TikTok, I got you. I'm going to give you five fun factors to keep in your dating game that'll keep it fresh, keep it exciting, keep it a process that you can enjoy the experience. And I'm going to tell you why that's important, because the experience is what's going to keep you motivated, in alignment, doing the reps, doing what it is that you got to do. So again, there's my promise. If you're tuning in because you are realizing that this is a numbers game, this is sales. What does it look like? What does it feel like? You're probably out there, like I said, recognizing this is a job. It is work. It's not just easy. It doesn't just happen because you flip a switch, because you got a dream, because you got a goal, because you're working with a coach. It doesn't make it any easier. But your frame, your lens, your context, your view and perspective can make it still a game. And that's what I'm all about, setting up fun so that you win the big game. Now, if you're out there swiping, if you're going out to be social, if you're putting on your best presentation over and over again, and you find yourself feeling exhausted, wasting your time, fed up with all the disappointment, ladies, this message is for you. You are in the right place. In this live this week, I'm going to give you exactly what you need. Again, 5 fun factors to keep you in the game, having fun, pursuing your dating life. But with that, let's take a step back and remind you, I am coachduwaynelangham, masculinity architect. I'm teaching you the ways for masculine men, how to get what it is that you want in your sex, dating, and relationships using your divine feminine energy. That is my work, ladies. Divine masculine, divine feminine, these divine energies, and all of us, I've got them, you've got them. And beneath the surface of all these symptoms at the surface, the root cause problems you're having, I promise you, can be filtered through these energies, divine, masculine, feminine, to just work like natural laws, the way they're designed to work. And that's the work that we do here. So you tuned in for another live. Before we jump in, and before I give you those 5 fun factors, I need you to do all of the things. Go ahead, hit the like, make sure to follow, subscribe if you're over there on YouTube, notification bell, all that good stuff. But make sure, if you got questions, I got answers. Drop the comments down below, DM, message me, however you need to. Reach out for a one-on-one call if you need to. This is where I get to get my answers out, to give you access to the work, to really give you a demonstration. It's one thing on client calls, it's one thing face-to-face, person-to-person, or on a consultation call. But through this access, through these lives every week, the clips that come back around, you can get your answers. So make sure to leave that down below. If you haven't already, go over to my Stand store, absolutely free, Deep Dive into the Divine. This ebook is really a foundation of everything that I do. If what I said earlier about divine masculine and feminine just had you trigger alert, toxic, red flags, turn it off. If you're still here, thank you for your patience. Go pick up that book absolutely free, and it'll explain exactly what I'm talking about so that you can follow along in this conversation without any hesitation. So with that, we'll go ahead and get right to it. So you're burned out. How do you have some fun again? Let's make dating fun again. Is anybody else aligned with that? All right, so get right to it. This is sales, people. Sales is a challenge. Sales is the number one most rewarding and most challenging career path. So with that, why am I giving you that prep? Because I want you to have the frame and context to understand what we're setting out to do is not exactly easy. It is a challenge. But the thing I need you to remember, ladies, is that divine feminine. the emotion, the feeling, the experience of it. If you're only focused on the intention, it becomes robotic. Now, that's not a problem, except for if you're working with me, you're a woman looking to embrace and flow into her femininity, the fluidity of it. We got to turn off that masculine. We got to turn off all that logic. Pinned down, controlled, button up, contained. You do all that in your daily do, which is why I work with high achieving, high aspiring, powerful women. You've got confidence, you've got independence, you can get it all done. And those are the exact type of things that have been in your way, blocking your straight path to get what it is that you want, your ideal man. So first thing I want to remind you of is you can't just focus on the intention. That is why you're burnt out. That is why this journey is harder than it needs to be, because every experience, every date, every conversation, every interaction, you're weighing that against what you want at the end goal, the intention. That's fine in masculine. You're eventually going to slay the dragon. You're eventually going to find the man. You're eventually going to get the ring. You're eventually going to have a partnership, relationship, sex, whatever it is that you're out for in this sex, dating, and relationship game. But through that, it will be begrudging. It will be tedious. It will be even more exhausting than it already has been. So these 5 factors, if you keep them at max, I promise you're going to enjoy yourself. So with that, let's get right to it. The first one is alignment. Begin with the end in mind. Now, wait a minute. Didn't this man, see, this is why all this mansplaining stuff, didn't he just say, don't be worried about the intention? That'll get me in the masculine. That'll have me all logical and pragmatic. Yes, but calm down. When you begin with the end in mind, the secret on your feminine side of things is alignment. Alignment with your goals, your highest self, your highest expression for happiness, satisfaction, fulfillment. That is your intuition. That is why you must intuit internally, feel your way through these things. So as you hear it often in all of my content, you have to be in alignment. In order to be in alignment, you have to have your ideals. This is what's going to give you the filter. How does this feel? Too hot? Too cold? Just right? You can only know that if you know where you're going. So the secret is to have the ideals laid out for what it is that you want to experience in men. How do you want to experience a man? What do you want to experience with a man? What do you value in a man and what do you not value? You have to have the good with the bad. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, because that's going to give you, again, distinction, discernment, what you can feel aligned with. Is this, how to use this navigation, this broadcasting GPS of your feminine energy that's going towards what I want. That does not feel good. That does not feel aligned. That does not feel that smile, that beaming, the excitement, the turn on. When I think about my ideal, exit, stage left, the other way. As I always tell you, sitting in your director's chair, feel free to dismiss. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate your audition. We've got a lot of talent. Don't call us. We'll call you. Next. It's just that simple. Now, how you want to experience men, how you want to experience your dating, that's important. How do you want to feel in your dating? Do you want to be initiating? Do you want him to initiate? Do you want to be picking things back up, or do you want him to be clear, communicating what he wants, making himself available, making you a priority? These are all the things you have to have your ideals set for. What do you want to experience in relationships? What's your ideal relationship look like? How do you want to be loved? Notice, I'm not giving you the high school checklist. I don't care how tall he is. I don't care what career field he's in. I've talked to so many clients and they have absolute categories filtered off in their head. Does he do this? These type? I know the doctors. I know the lawyers. Of course, we've got high status women. We've got to find high status men. And if you've got categorized that they are all like this in a certain way, who cares? Why is that important? What matters about his job? If he turns you on, if he knows how to lead, if he makes you feel safe, if he communicates, if he's emotionally intelligent, but you're knocking him because of what he does for a living, I'm confused. So let's get down to what's really important, and this is why you want to have your ideals laid out. Now, here's what you've got to do. Do not accept less. You've got to have a standard. See, the real conversation that comes into play, you can go off into dating and just be looking for love. I tell you this because I want you prepared. I'm sorry. I tell the guys all the time, nobody told us how to be men, how to lead. In general, as a human being, as a 40-year-old grown-ass man, been married, had kids, family, and all that good stuff, still in the dating game and relationships, one thing I experience is that far too many people, far too many men and women, far too many human beings for generations, my experience only, have gone through this life thing and not turned back to leave out a hand, to leave a guide, to leave a book, to leave something to help you along. That's why I'm here as Big Bro, to let you know you're out there looking for love, but don't just be blind about it. Anybody who gives you attention and validation, that's where you're going. Anybody who's, spending some time on you, that's where you're going. There are so many deep-seated conversations that you've got to unlearn, heal, get over, clean up your traumas before you're even eligible for yourself, to love yourself, to show someone else how they can, to get on board and do it for you. So with this alignment, with this having your ideals in mind, this gives you something to align to, not just let me put myself out there and experience whatever comes up. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm going on all these dates. I'm not getting what it is that I want. Can you see why it's so easy to get burned out within week one? Because don't get me wrong, we hit the ground running when I work with my clients. We reverse engineer everything around your lifestyle, around your goals to fit it so that based on every week, you're getting the reps in, you're getting the experience in, having the conversations, going through the possible suitors to get to whatever your end goal is in your lifestyle. If you're doing all that with no direction, with no alignment, with no clarity of what works for you and what doesn't, you'll be out here blind. So I'm giving you the fast track. This is exactly what I take my clients through when we work on one-on-one. Put this first element in place and you'll already be set on the right path, because I'll tell you this, without me, without any other tips, you can log off from YouTube and never get back on. Your divine feminine is the best guide you will ever have. And this is exactly what I tell my clients. They want a step-by-step there's only so much I can tell you, not just because I'm a man, but because I'm another person. I'm another human being. I can't represent your ideal that you feel internally better than you can. So when you're in touch with that and you can trust that, follow that, it's always, no matter how many wrong turns you make, it's not going to take you all the way back. It's just going to give you a quick, there we go, right back on track from wherever you are. So learn to trust and rely on that. Moving on to step 2. Secret part to step 1. You want to keep it fun. Got your ideals, right? Don't accept less, that's clear. Let your preferences be known. Now, indirectly, we're in the feminine. Doesn't mean you need to tell him how to do anything. You can let it be known indirectly. Well, what I prefer with my partner, notice that it's not claiming him, it's not claiming y'all's dynamic, it's just speaking in general. How do you also do that? Probe over there in their world. Masculine, feminine. Divine feminine is going to be about the connection, going to be about the nurturing. So if you can ask the questions, bring up the conversation, make it his idea, make it his dialogue. Well, how do you feel about this, that? I like the way you said that. For me, I think it should be over here. We're in a whole conversation. I done brought it into the realm that I want to talk about. I've told you exactly what I want, and it was your idea. Indirect is the mastery of it. Learn that communication, learn the invitation, and you will have things so much easier with men. The other thing you want to do, this is for yourself, check in daily for how your ideal feels. It's one thing to write it down, and whether you do affirmations, whether you believe in law of assumption, whatever it is that allows you to project, to feel, to put the emotions and feelings out there into your future, so you know what you're walking towards because it feels good. That's where I said earlier, that navigation, if you know it feels good, what doesn't feel good is an immediate indicator. Bad feelings are not a negative thing. You just have to know what to do with them, process them, feel them, experience them. That is your divine feminine telling you, nope, wrong way, turn around, caution, danger, exit. So let's move on to number 2. Put your expectations aside. Ladies, you're burned out because of the context of the game. You're disappointed and upset because you're hoping every date is Mr. Right. You are hoping every date is your potential forever. You are hoping that this is your last first kiss. You are hoping that this is your last first date every single time. Now, can it be? Yes. And that is a beautiful gift and surprise to give to yourself. But if you hear what I've set the frame for, what playing this game is all about, it can lose its fun very quickly. Because if there's only, that one special, one and only, and if every time you go on a date, every time you make a match, every time you give a guy your effort, you're expecting that return, you're going for the wrong thing. That's going to leave you with disappointment. Who's heard of one and done dating? I didn't give you that promise. I keep it fun, not one and done. But if you want to enjoy the process for what the dating is going to have to be, you're going to have to put those expectations aside. So then, what do? The secret, see, these are 5 secret fun factors. The secret is keeping your energy warm, open, inviting as a single feminine woman. Why is that? I want you to imagine, right? When it comes time for that last first date, for that last first kiss, for that last match, and you can delete these fucking apps. Last time you come to this bar, this coffee shop, last time I'm doing this routine. When that happens, it will be just another day. Why? Because you will need to be feminine in the being. You will need to be flowing, open, warm, friendly, inviting, going through your day as a single feminine woman, a feminine flower on the side of the road, waiting on that journeying masculine to come by, smell the roses, to notice, give you the attention, that right one, that right time. Do you hear the story behind it? So if that's the case, you have to be in that energy. But if you're burned out from the last 3 dates that you had that weren't Mr. Right, that wasted your time putting up on makeup, getting on the train, getting an Uber, getting across town, getting picked up, whatever it is that you had to endure to go through the process of dating, do you see how defeating that can be? And that energy, even if he is your ideal, if he bumps into you and you've got that resting B energy, they want that BDE, you got that RBE, repel, reject. He's not going to want that. He's not going to be feeling that. You're not even going to be in the mood. He could say the exact same thing, and it's damn me and then get on my nerves, as opposed to, oh my God, that was so flattering. Where did he come from? Tall, dark, and handsome. So the secret, keep your energy warm, open, inviting as a single feminine woman. Open and available for him, not tied up with distractions, heartbreak, or situationships. Again, going back to number 1, aligning with those ideals. If you're caught up in a situation, if you're stumbling off into a distraction, you never know when that last one is going to come by. But if you're distracted, if you're caught up, ladies, have you heard all these lessons? If you follow my content, TikTok, y'all see me 3 times a day. I know y'all know. If you follow my content, I'm saying all these things all the time because it's the truth, it's the facts, and this is what I give my clients when we work one-on-one. I'm giving this to you live here because you're with me in the building. So put the expectations aside. Now you're going to ask yourself, how do I do that? Why am I dating? What am I looking forward to? Aren't we getting back to going through the motions? I got you. Calm down. Number 3, let's shift that energy, transmute that energy. Gamification. This is how you keep it fun. Accept the journey for what it is and focus on what you can control while you grind it out. The secret number 3, ladies, is to keep all eyes on you. Take the lens to focus on making yourself better and you having the best experience right now. How do you do that? Well, along the dating process, you can accept that the gamification, if you have a little brother, if you're a gamer, if you've got anybody in your life that can tell you about games, the gamification aspect is that you're slowly getting the experience, the XP, make yourself more better, more powerful. Focus on you. What is this? This is the question you can ask yourself before you go on a date, before you make a match, before you send a message, before you give your energy to that exchange. What is this going to do better in me? Maybe it's going to develop your alignment, because the more experience you have with what ain't it, when he shows up, when it's him, you're going to absolutely know that's an improvement to you. The more patience you have, the more understanding you have, the more experience you have with men, the right kind of experience, ladies, the more of that you have, you can tell what you don't like from what you do like. You can tell when you've got a good thing from a bad thing. You're evolving, growing, and maturing your discernment. Everything with moderation. This is exactly why dating experience and getting the reps is good. And y'all know part of that with the sexual liberation. Part of the fighting the body count conversation is, well, how do I know I'm going to get what I need? How am I know we're going to be a match? How am I know I'm going to get pleased, pleasure, and actually know what it is that you like? You've got to get the reps. The same thing for dating. It's easy to fixate when you're fixing your sex life. Fix yourself, your healing, your trauma, your patience, your kindness, your femininity. All the things that I'm pointing to, you would not have issue with if you had this experience. If this was a game making you better. If every time you went on a date with a man, you got to practice your behavior. You got to practice your observation. You got to practice your communication. You got to practice what you're asking. You got to practice, here's the second part, enjoying the fucking experience. What if it's a game of, can this guy make me laugh? Can we have fun? Can we discover someplace new to go? Who cares if he's not the guy for a second date, third date, or anything else? But if you enjoy that experience, that's a good night in your books, in your life. That's a notch of life. Maybe it's painting and sipping. Maybe it's new music. Maybe it's a new venue. Maybe it's just a new person, a new friend. Maybe it's a business connection. All kinds of things are possible. This is just another form of networking. However, if it's so limited to, is he the one? Are you the one? Are we going to do this? Where's the fun in that? There's only one thing that you're looking for. Disappointment and expectations are heavy inside of that game. So, gamify it. Make the experience all about you. Make yourself better and make the experience better. Make that the game. And that even gives you, as soon as it's not fun, I'm done, out. This is not worth it. Excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom. Have your homegirl, your sister give you a 15-minute, 30-minute call. Whatever you've got to do, ladies. You had the experience, you got the reps, and you can walk away making yourself better for it, learning something for it. We got some comments. My boy, yeah, got my guys waiting on. Ladies first, brother, over there on YouTube. I got your message coming very shortly, bro. All right, getting into number 4. How far are we in for this? So I got a timer. YouTube's telling me, okay, we're coming around the final stretch. That's what's up, perfect. Dates, number 4, ladies. Dates are not your potential partner. You heard me say it, and now I'm going to come back around. Your date is not your potential partner. So stop viewing them that way. Dates are your dojo. That's where you're getting your practice in. That's where you're getting the opportunity for you to develop and get ready for him. If you're disappointed because every time you're expecting him to show up, maybe there's the opportunity to make sure that you're ready for him. I touched on it earlier. I'm not trying to get on you too hard because this is about the fun. And isn't it going to be so much more fun when you come across the guy that you want and you're already healed, and you've already done the work, when you know you've taken responsibility, you know you're bringing the communication, the emotional intelligence, when you know you understand the man's perspective. And so you can respect when a man shows up and is ready to hold it down for you. Well, in order to do that, look at these dates as a sparring partner. Look at these dates as practice. There's so much value you can get, again, when you gamify this, when you make it fun, when it's not just about, will I find love? Will I not? Will I find love? Will I not? That's a 50-50 opportunity. And 50% of the time becomes 90% of the time, because it's not supposed to happen every time, right? So just another way to look at it. I invite you to consider. The secret is to value what you gain from the experience. Take away the lessons, take away the self-reflection from each interaction. Now again, this is not in the masculine space, so I want you to stay away from data and numbers. I want you to be in touch with, this is what I'm talking about, the ideals, what you're journaling about, what you're broadcasting with your energy. I want you to exercise your femininity. So with that, I want you to reflect on how it felt. I want you to reflect on how aware you were, how connected you were. This is your opportunity to get prepared for your ideal man coming at you in the future. So what can this experience tell you that you're getting closer or further away when you get in touch with your patience, when you start to know how men are going to show up, when you can tell right off the bat, he's not going to align, but I can enjoy this experience. When you know that you can have fun on a date, knowing that, not taking advantage of anybody, but knowing that this is not going to be forever. This is not going to be next week, next 2 hours, whatever. But you can enjoy that experience. You can enjoy that person. You can enjoy yourself and your time, whatever it is that you get out of the experience. Go along for that and just have fun with it, knowing that it is one step closer, one date, one match, one exchange closer to your ideal. And ladies, we're bringing it on home, coming in for the final secret to keep your fun in place. The number 5 fun factor I'm going to give you tonight, games are for fun. This is why I build it reverse engineered as the game, the arena, Where are you going to play? Where are you going to hunt? Where are you going to mingle with the singles? How are you playing this game? How does it fit into your lifestyle? This is the exact language. This is how we build out the scoreboard. This is the work that I do with my clients. Games are supposed to be fun. Do you know any kids that play games when they're not having fun? So why do you grow up and do it that way? If you're not having fun, be done. Put it to the side. The secret is to only play when you want to. I get it. You want to cross that finish line as soon as possible. You want the intention. I told you about that. I warned you about that. When you do that, you remove the fun. So, yeah, we can have our 3 dates a week, 2 days a week, 1 day a week. But if you're exhausted, if you're not having any fun with it, if the guys are just burning you out, if you'd rather enjoy your dog, your girlfriends, your bottle, do that. Do it until it becomes an opportunity. Do it until you're on the can doing your swiping or wherever you do it. And now it comes up. But that's when you want to do it, when it's fun. If it's not fun, be done. Walk away. You have my permission. And I'll tell you why that's important. Because every aspect of this is fighting the urge that you are incomplete. That is the first thing inside of my work that we have to start with. When you're laying out that ideals, you're the first ideal. Who is your ideal self? Is the highest version of yourself out there looking for the man to complete her? Compliment her, maybe. A little cherry on top, add to life, give some leadership, family, legacy, direction, all kinds of benefits. And again, what did I say? You want to keep your spirit in that being, happy, warm, inviting, open. Single woman. If you're a single woman, embrace that. Enjoy that. Be happy with that because that is attractive. Single men who are looking for single women want to find that energy. And the energy that goes around inside it, celebrating, enjoying, shout out Eckhart Tolle, enjoy in myself. That's captivating. Just like I talked about last week, confident women, that is captivating. Confidence. I'm confident that I'm single. I know I'm ready to mingle. I know I'm the shit, smelling myself. When you put that energy out there, yes, men are going to want that, ladies. So have fun with what you're doing. The most important thing. Go back to recap it. Get in alignment. Have your ideals together. Put those expectations to the side. Every single date is not going to be the infinito. Gamify it. Understand the process. It's all about you. How can you be better? How can you enjoy the experience? Number 4, dates are your dojo. You're getting ready for your ideal man. In due time, you will find him. But what they say, time passes when you're having fun. So bringing it home for number 5. If it ain't fun, be done. Set that shit down and come back when you're ready. Ladies, these were my 5 fun factors to inject into the dating game. Don't get burned out. Don't let it overwhelm you. If it's not fun, it's not worth playing. That's what games are for. With that, ladies, I appreciate you as always coming in. We actually getting tight in this piece. What's that, right on 30 minutes? I'm loving it. Appreciate you as always for coming through. If you haven't already, if you want some further clarity in my overall structure as far as dating, relationships, sex, go ahead and pick up the dance also in the Stand store. Until next time, I'm going to be right here. Wish you the best, only success. Being the best version of myself, one could say, beyond empowered. The question is, ladies, who are you going to be? Peace. You too. Holla at you. My boy, what's that, Homer New? Give me a couple of minutes. I'll be over there on the men's channel. But we done with it. Until next week.